whatever the case may be. So I think it's very predicated on, again, what kind of metagame you're expecting.
Okay.
I think Kibler's deck is probably struggles much more in the current metagame, which is much more about the 4 copies of Birthing Pod and decks that go all the way up to the top.
Sure.
Where his deck is just not very well suited for this.
So we're going to be joining Game 3 in progress. We have Eric Froehlich on the left versus Nate Watts on the right. You can see the life totals are fairly low, 7-4 in favor of Mr. Watts. Eric has a Talon in play along with a counter, and we see a Phantasmal Image copying something. We're not entirely sure what right now. And we're looking at a 6/6 Dungrove Elder on Nate's side. This game is very, very close. Joining it in progress, and we see a Green Sun Zenith going on the stack for 5. And it'll be interesting to see what this gets. Could it be the Bellowing Tangleworm?
Well, we can figure out if there's one to go get.
Does he have one hiding in there? No Bellowing Tangleworm hiding. Looking at Eric's deck list, Eric, as you guys can see on the top, is playing Blue-Green Delver. It's a bit of a take on Adam Prozac's deck, but there are some Quirion Dryads that have made their way into here, along with some green cards in his sideboard, some Thragtusk as well. Okay, so Thragtusk is going to keep him alive. It's going to put him up to 12 life and also present a relevant threat. It's also likely going to let this Dungrove Elder get on in there rather safely. I know we see that Eric has a couple cards in his hand. Clearly not very sure what they are right now. But this Zenith resolving for Nate seems to be rather relevant, and Dungrove is going to be the Abyss every turn because it's attacking for lethal right now.
Although getting the Thragtusk before combat, maybe he wanted the information, but it's a little dodgy because I believe that image is on the Strangleroot Geist. So this allows him to chump and copy on the Thragtusk, which is
okay, that is
quite a bit of value for Froehlich right now, given where his board is and how important his life total is.
So he was at 7, and it's copying Thragtusk now, which is going to give him 5 more life. He was at 7, and my assumption is that he would cast that pre-combat because he wants to see if it's going to resolve, you know, in the face of Mana Leak, and then he'll be able to decide his turn that way. But I understand where you're coming from. You know, if there's only a Strangleroot Geist, if Phantasmal Image is a Strangleroot Geist, the things that it can come back as are the 2/2 Drake token. It can't come back as Dungrove Elder. I mean, it can, but that's not really a very good use of the card. It can't come back as Talon because that's a legend. So playing Thragtusk pre-combat looks like it's done more harm than it's done good.
Right.
For Nate at this point.
Yeah, it can only be correct there if you just need the information about whether your Zenith's going to resolve to make your attack. But it didn't look like that was really a thing, because the Dungrove Elder can't. He's not really blocking very efficiently here. Like, if Froehlich hands a bunch of instants, you're going to lose anyway.
Yes. But I mean, there's nothing that you can do about all of the instants.
Yeah.
You know, thgoing to make the 2/2 Drakes. He doesn't look to have an answer to it. So I don't really like it being cast pre-combat.
Yeah.
I think it's only gonna do more harm than it's done good. What we shall see is hopefully we can get a good look as Eric immediately covers his hand.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing nothing. Thank you very much.
Oh, was that
I see Spectral Flight.
Spectral Flight,
which can put Talaron upstairs. You know, of course, we can't target our friend Mr. Thragtusk image. Wouldn't be the smartest of plays. Talaron's going to go upstairs. We're going to get in for 2, 4, 6 upstairs to put him to 6.
Which puts Watts on a 1-turn clock here.
And we're going to see what kind of follow-up we can have here. Tap, we draw. He was drawing his card as though he had a miracle to draw. Does he have Revenge of the Hunted in his 75?
Yes, he has 3 copies.
Okay. He drew rather dubious.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that he may have a miracle hiding in there somewhere. All right, so in with both. And that's going to block. His copy of Thragtusk is going to block Dungrove Elder.
So they're going to trade off here.
Yes, there actually is a trade because no forest. Yeah, 6/6 into, I forgot the Undying counter. So there is actually going to be a trade, and he's going to get a 3/3 beast. I'm hoping that Eric does not have a forest in his hand. He's just going to pass back. Body language.
Not promising.
Not promising, looking a little dejected. Ifro, I feel like Ifro has some instants in his hand, but he's just going to wait.
Yeah, it's always fine to start off your turn by just attacking for a lethal, and we'll see where it goes from there.
See what happens from there. No reason to rush anything. And this is a lethal attack, and that's an extension of the hand. So Eric Froehlich takes down the match 2-1 against Nate Watson in his mono green Dungrove Elder deck. You know, of course, we didn't see all of the match or anything like that, but from what we did see, it feels like to me that the casting of Green Sun Zenith before attacking with Dungrove Elder may have just cost him the game.
I mean, it certainly gave Froehlich a much better target for his Phantasmal Image.